feel just like a rock star. All my brothers got that gas and they always be smoking like a rock star.
Alright, before we get into this video, I just wanted to let you know that I'm actually doing this on my laptop at this work conference that I'm at, so I'm not actually making this on my normal computer, and that's why the quality of the video just isn't near as good. But I really wanted to make this video and get this out soon, and I figured it really wouldn't take away that much from the actual video. And also, if the audio isn't as good, that's the reason why my laptop just has some like background noise and stuff like that. So in this video, basically what I'm going to do is give you 5 skills that many high-level Rocket League players use. So you can just basically have more weird random things to practice, but all this stuff is really helpful for the most part. And this is also kind of motivation if you feel like you're in a rut in Rocket League, just to get things to work on, as opposed to just sort of playing all the time. And I was actually watching Squishy's stream the other day, and he was talking about how he goes into unranked a lot. I've noticed this. He'll go into unranked 1v1 and just work on really weird random things, like weird wave dashes and just crazy goals. And people in the chat were asking him, why are you doing that? How is this helpful for you? And he said that he doesn't really see any point in just doing the same thing over and over again in Rocket League. That he wants to be the person to find new stuff in the game, and he wants to be that person that's always bringing new skills into the meta, which he's already done in a lot of ways. So anyways, if you do want to work on any of these things, unranked 1v1 is really a great place to do that. Anyways, let's get into these. So the first thing is the fake challenge. And I've talked about this before. Fake challenging is a really important skill for high-level play, especially in 1v1 and 2v2. And it takes time to get a feel for how far you can actually fake, how close you can get to your opponent, while also just sort of preparing for them to hit the ball over your head. And you really have to always be intending to turn around. Even though you're faking them, it's easy to sometimes fake yourself out because you're not knowing where you're going to stop and turn backwards. Also, it's really helpful to use drift, so get used to turning really quick while using drift. That's a really important element of just turning quickly in all of Rocket League. Okay, the second thing is the turn and clear. And this is somewhat similar to the fake challenge, in that you need to be able to turn really quickly and just have that element of car control. And it's really hard for me sometimes. You just have those moments where the ball is floating towards you, but you're just not in an easy position to hit it. So a lot of times you just let it fall to the ground and try to slow play it, instead of quickly turning your car around and just challenging. And I've actually made a training playlist that has a few shots that you can go and practice this if you want to work on this. Again, it's just one of those things that you need to do. Next time you're playing and you're in this situation, just try it. Just dive in and try it, even though it feels really uncomfortable. And who cares? Who cares if you screw up or your momentum's all wrong and you go flying sideways? It's really the same as before you knew how to aerial, and you came to that point where you just had to man up and start going for the ball, and pretty soon you got consistent at it. It's one of those mechanics you just have to get used to. Okay, this is kind of a more random one, but it's pretty fun. Basically what you do is you check over the ball while you're dribbling. Now, if you can get to where you can dribble like this and flick, that would be incredible. If you could look over your car and right when they challenge, just flick it over their head, that would be amazing. I will definitely be impressed. Now, for me, it really helps when I'm low on boost and I'm just kind of sitting behind the ball. Just kind of look over the ball and see where they're challenging and position yourself accordingly so that you get a really good 50-50. Alright, watching your opponent instead of the ball. Now, I've talked about this before, but I feel like I'm finally, after a really long time, I'm starting to get this. Now, have you noticed when you watch high-level players, they just always seem to know when to challenge and when to back off. It just is always right on, for the most part. So if the ball goes flying off the wall and it's going to be between them and their opponent challenging maybe at midfield, they're watching that player and they know if they've gone earlier than them or not. So this is just something that you have to work on. It takes a long time to get used to, but you have to be paying attention to the person, and the ball just kind of needs to be automatic for you. That's sort of the goal, is to get to where you know where the ball is, but it's not really what you're focusing on. You're focusing on the other person, and you're kind of watching other things, as opposed to just staring at the ball the whole time. Alright, the last skill is the air bump. Now, you can do this a couple different ways, but one of the best ways is when air dribbling. Just kind of get the ball high enough and then fly out in front of the ball and just take out your defender. It's definitely easier if you switch into car cam as well. You're not going to want to do this in ball cam. And it's actually a lot easier than it sounds. It looks really difficult, but it's super effective, and it's like honestly one of the most gratifying things ever. And you can do this not just in 1v1. Like, I've been going for more air bumps, maybe when my teammate is going for the ball and I'm kind of just in their corner getting boost. I'll just like fly into the goal and try to take someone out if I can. Okay, there are 5 skills for you guys to work on that higher level players are good at, or most higher level players are good at. Again, thank you so much for being a patron, and thank you for supporting me in that way. It's really awesome and it helps a ton. Make sure to put in the comments below something that you think would be interesting or helpful that you'd like me to do a video on, and maybe next month that's what we can do, is I'll just make a video, I'll just make like a tutorial that you guys find helpful or interesting. So put that in the comments below. Until next time, peace out.